Nerdy gods be good. We've got brand new Avengers Endgame footage, the best look yet. We've got Thanos in there. You know I'm breaking down every single frame.
It's like the news, but for nerds. Subscribe so you never miss an episode.
Today's shout out goes to Jules Sutcliffe. Indeed, Mephisto was the character talking to Thanos on the Skull Throne. We'll do another nerd card question at the end of this video. Yes, guys, they did it. Happy Tuesday to you. I'm, of course, Josh. This is the Den of Nerds. Now, before we get into this very exciting footage, I just want to announce that we have officially hired the memester for the Den of Nerds. I want to introduce all of you to Ken Cologne. Ken's now going to be heading up our social media. Go check that out. Say hi to Ken. Give him some love. And I want to thank everybody that reached out to me and that applied for this position. I know there was a lot of people and it came down to one. Don't feel bad if you didn't get this. In fact, the next thing I'm looking for, the next person we're gonna hire, is a editor. So if you're a video editor, get at me at thedenofnerds@gmail.com. Whew! Okay, let's get into this. So, to celebrate the official tickets going on sale, Marvel dropped a trailer of sorts with a bunch of brand new footage, including our first look at Thanos. But before we get into that breakdown, this is a red alert. Tickets are on sale. If you do not have your tickets, pause this video. Or play it in the background and go get your ticket. All right, here we go, frame by frame. So the footage starts out with an establishing shot at the Avengers facility. We get Banner saying, if we do this, we're short-handed, and then you get a snarky comment by War Machine saying, because he killed all of our friends. Then we get Natasha saying, we owe it to everyone that's not in this room to try. And there's actually a weird shot. This shot seems out of place. This seems like her in Japan. Now, this right here does seem to be the conversation that the shareholders were shown a couple of weeks back. This is going to be at the Avengers facility. Captain Marvel's involved with this conversation, and they're deciding on whether or not to go attack Thanos right then and there. We get this cool shot of Nebula and Rocket bonding. I mean, you might not expect something like that, but I guess, you know, when half of the universe disappears, you gotta love who you got. We then get a really cool voiceover by Tony Stark, and we get this shot of Tony and Pepper embracing. The background's kind of blurred out, so it's hard to see where they're at. This could be the Avengers facility, or it could be at Tony's home. Quick side note, I definitely think that the footage with him recording that message is not really in this movie. I don't think he's gonna record a message, he's gonna come home. Now, the Tony Stark voiceover is very interesting. He says it's not about how much we lost, it's about how much we have left. We're the Avengers. We have to finish this. Pretty cool, but it kind of flies in the face of some of the stuff we see in the trailer later on. I'll explain when we get there. You get this cool shot of the squad looking at something. This could be Captain Marvel. This could be her coming in to talk to all of them and explain what the hell's actually going on. But this does show some passing of time. Now, we know, thanks to the post-credit scene of Captain Marvel, that they're all gonna be there looking at this device that Fury had, and then Captain Marvel shows up. There's a lot of confusion as far as like, how did they even get that device? How do they know what it does? So there's going to be a lot of things that happen very early on in this movie to set this scene up. Now, the Tony voiceover leads right into a shot between Captain America and Steve Rogers. This is the first time we've seen these two characters face to face since Civil War, and oh man, it hit me right in the feels. You have Tony saying, "Do you trust me?" and then Cap in like how does Chris Evans do this? How does he continue to just deliver these lines that are so simple with such oomph? But he just basically says, I do, in a way that like breaks your f***ing heart. They then shake hands and oh, they shouldn't have put that in the trailer because check this out on the sleeve of Tony Stark. This indeed seems to match up with the clothing we saw him wearing in the set photos from last year. This would imply that he is at the Battle of New York somewhere in the past or somewhere in an alternate dimension. We then get some sweet shots of the Benatar. It looks like it's fixed up completely as it does a jump. Now, note who is in the Benatar while it is taking off into space. There's Rocket, there's Cap, there's Thor, there's War Machine, there's Widow, and there's Captain Marvel. No Tony Stark and no Ant-Man. We'll come back to that later. Then you get a shot of Tony Stark looking at a picture of Peter Parker. An amazing voiceover from Thanos starts up saying, you could not live with your own failure. Then we get this awesome shot of Thanos' massive ship and a couple of Q ships docking on it. Now, it's hard to say what planet he is over top of here. This could be Xandar, this could even be Earth. Either way, it's badass. You get shots of Thor being shocked, Rocket looking up sad, Captain America on the ground with his shield, very similar to the shots we see in the other trailers. And then we get the money shot of Thanos being beamed down. And what's really crazy here is he is literally being beamed down from either a Q ship or his massive warship. I mean, it's so obvious. That's what these effects look like. He's in the armor, being beamed down. This would imply that he can no longer use the Space Stone, or he is reluctant to use the Space Stone. Thanos then says, "Where did that bring you?" "Back to me." And man, some gravitas there, man. Brolin was in his loins when he delivered that line. That's pretty badass. Then we get this shot, and this is the new money shot for me. This is Thor, Iron Man, and Captain America coming around the corner in this ruin or debris or whatever it is, and they're walking to face Thanos, who's just standing there in his armor. I mean, the original Phase 1 movies, the Phase 1 Avengers, the trio, the Holy Trinity, they are literally walking to go face Thanos. This is really, really cool. Although I frankly cannot place it in the timeline. I mean, it looks like Tony is in the Mark 85 armor. It looks as though Cap is in his new armor, which is not what we see with them in the ship when they go to fight Thanos. All right, so that's the breakdown. Let's go to Speculation Town. What could all of this mean? Well, I think right now the biggest question on people's mind is whether or not they will actually go to fight Thanos in the first act. Now, this discussion, this thing that the shareholders saw with Captain Marvel and all of the Avengers at the facility trying to decide what they do, we know that scene is being put in this trailer as well. So it's significant, and we really do think that because we see them go into the Benatar, that we're led to believe that they are going to go assault Thanos early on in the film. My gut tells me that is not actually what's going to happen, that they are going into space for a different reason. I don't think they're just going to go fight Thanos. And if they do, this movie is going to be hella weird because I do not see them beating him even then. The next biggest question on everyone's mind is like, why is Thanos in his armor? Why is he not using the stones? What exactly happened? Did the Avengers do something to the stones? Have they taken some of them away from the gauntlet? There was the theory that both the Space Stone and the Time Stone were somehow in a loop and they would exit the gauntlet at some point, and this was some kind of a plan by Doctor Strange and Loki. And while I'm not sure that is the way it's all going to go down, something really weird is going on here. I mean, why on earth is he attacking planets with his war party and his massive battleship in his armor and being beamed down without using the Space Stone? It makes no sense. Also, if you notice that shot of Iron Man in the Mark 85 armor running around New York, it's really hard to place that shot as well. It's like, is that in the Battle of New York from a different time or a different reality? Or is Thanos like invading Earth for a second time? Now, I'm a fan of the theory that they have to beat Thanos and then reverse time and then beat Thanos again. I think that would be really cool. And with 3 hours, they've got enough playtime to do something like that. But either way, this is the best look yet at this movie. We got Thanos officially in the marketing. I know a lot of people were like, Thanos isn't gonna be in the movie. You're crazy. I mean, obviously he's gonna be in the movie. But man, just so much hype, so many questions. I cannot wait. Very, very soon we will have all of these answers. But let me know in the comments section, what do you think is going on here? And is there something that happened in this footage that maybe I missed? Please bring that to my attention. And when something big like this happens, you know we got to do a fan chat live. So come back to the channel 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be doing a live stream talking about this footage and what it all means. Get your questions ready, get your popcorn, come on by. It's going to be a good time. Now let's check the nerd card before we get out of here. I want to know, what is the name of Thanos' massive battle ship? Answer that question in the comments section below. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.